What's up, y'all? This is Jalen, and welcome to Gut Check. Gut Check is this new series that I'm starting. Basically, I'm going to be working out with the guests, and we're going to dive deep into their personal life to give some insight into them, the things they've been through, and how they overcame them. The purpose of Gut Check is just to motivate, inspire, and help you to see people in a different light as we're working out. So this is my guest today. If you want to give them your name, your age, where you from.
Hey, so I'm Isaiah Battle. I was born in Chicago, but I came out here when I was 10 years old. We're currently in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, well, Tempe, you know. So then I grew up from 10 years old on up, and I'm 24 right now. And, yeah.
Okay, cool. So how this is going to work, we're going to spin a wheel to figure out which workout we're going to do. And then from there, we're going to get into the workout and our questions. All right, y'all. So this is the wheel. As you see, we got 10 different options. Whatever this lands on, this is the workout that we're going to do today. So Isaiah's about to go ahead and
we're gonna pray. We're gonna pray it doesn't land on arms or back. Like the back and buys yesterday. But ready?
Yes, sir. 3, 2, 1.
I'm gonna do a little faster than that.
There we go. There we go.
It's like I'm on a wheel of fortune in there. So.
What we got?
What does it say? You pick? That's me?
Yeah, that's your pick.
Let's do chest.
All right, chest. We got chest today.
Big body.
Yes,
big
sir.
Body. I used to be the best. So what's your go-to? Let's say you're on your last set and like you barely got the energy. You need something to get you pumped up. What's like your go-to? Like what song you got at the top of your head?
Right now I'm gonna listen to Pie by J. Cole.
J. Cole, Pie?
Yeah, it's off his new album.
Oh, okay.
It
The
one that he
where he deleted the diss track on Kendrick.
That album, yeah.
Okay.
But the song is called Pie.
Might delete later or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What's yours?
My the go-to or probably gotta be a Kanye West song. Probably Black Skinhead.
Okay.
You know,
What's what album
That's
a Kanye song?
Yeah, I think it's on Yeezus.
Oh, I know that song. Yeah, I know that song.
Yeah. Tough, bro. Every time. Sometimes I listen to that shit like 4 times in one workout. I'm not gonna lie.
For real?
Just ain't no way.
You got it. That's all you. Yep. Good. All right. First question. So.
Forgive me, I'm out of breath a little bit.
You good?
Well, go ahead. Proceed with caution.
So you kind of told me how you had a time where you felt depression, where your family moved out of town, and that was like the first time you was ever feeling like alone. So What exactly were you feeling at that time, and how did you cope with it?
Well, at that point, they wanted to restart everything, and they wanted to move to a different state. And, I got my girl out here. I got my friends. So I'm like, I'm still out here. And I did feel alone at some point after I got used to living by myself. And like I said earlier, me as a person, if you know me, I enjoy being isolated. I enjoy my own personal space. That's how I regenerate. But at some point, when you're always by yourself and you're used to coming home to, your mom, your dad, your brother,
you want that village. You want that support. Yeah.
It's a little weird. So I had a lot of nights where I'm just thinking about things I should have done, decisions I should have made, and I was just thinking about where I could have been at.
Mm-hmm.
And because I didn't make certain decisions, it had me feeling inadequate. I couldn't really, But I think I coped with that a little bit by drinking, splurging on stuff I didn't really need to buy, material stuff like that. But yeah, that's how I coped with it.
Got you.
Yeah, but going from that and transitioning, because I don't really feel like that no more. Like I said, having more faith in God, and it's always been an up and down kind of relationship. But I always know He was there, and like we were just talking about right now, off camera, growing up in the faith, you know that Jesus is there, you know that that's an option, but you don't really understand how to have a relationship with Him just because you go to church. You don't understand how to actually when you what I'm saying, you have a relationship with your girl, you have a relationship with your brother. It's like a maintenance.
It's an active relationship. You gotta, it ain't just praying before you eat. You know what I mean? It's actually having conversations with God. The ups, the downs, everything.
And times where you have to try and do your best to listen. I think that when you call on God to come in your life, there's a spirit that comes within you, and sometimes you think you're making a decision, but really it's the spirit disguising its actions as yours. Like, I don't know if you saw that Trump video where he looked just barely, it was like a millisecond where he should have got hit in the head.
Yeah.
And he would have been dead. Like, stuff like that where
Yeah.
you think you're doing it subconsciously, but really something else is guiding you. And sometimes it's that spirit that helps us get to the next chapter in our life, getting over a breakup, making decisions to start a different job that's going to lead you to a further financial career, which, you know, God and finances are always, it's a little tricky. It's like a little tricky relationship. But at the same time, Spirit is there and God is there if you call on Him and you genuinely seek Him. But I think that's how I got over that low in my life.
Finding
God and always having an up and down relationship, but knowing He's in the corner still waiting on me.
That's real.
Whenever I'm ready.
That's real.
You know?
That's real.
All right. How's it feeling?
That's good. That's good.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Big body. Flex on it now. You gotta do it now. You gotta do it. Big flex on it. Bro, strong as hell. Bro, strong as hell.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna get you the question. All right. You said you 24, right?
Well, I'm just rounding up. I'll be 24 in October.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 23 right now, but I'm about to be 24.
Cool. You're still pretty young, man. You said you kind of already went through a partying phase, like in your early 20s, right?
Yeah.
So, how did you feel like in those times? You said you kind of grew out of it, and you know,
Right.
you realized it wasn't really something that was for you. So,
Yeah, no, those partying, going to the club, all that. I think because when I was in high school, I didn't go out like a lot. Like, you know, a lot of house parties, high schools were throwing a lot of like get-togethers that because I was playing soccer and had games on the weekend and stuff. I was always like caught up doing that, so I missed out on a lot of that. You know, turning up. So what I didn't have in high school, I made up for in my like early 20s, so 22, 23. And I'm saying that like it happened a long time ago, but I kind of just got out of it.
Yeah.
In the last like year.
That's still, I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people still be like older than you and still be wanting to go out and stuff like that. So, you know, I kind of, you know, had a similar situation where I just knew once I got out of college, I knew it wasn't for me no more to be out and like, you know, that just wasn't my scene. So I just wanted to know like what your perspective was on it. Cause I know for me, it was just like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Like
it's fun for the moment.
It's fun in the moment, but when you wake up, like, you know, on the next day and you're not feeling good. Like, what am I doing? You know?
Yeah, like there's got to be more to this. It's like a dopamine hit real quick, but it's not long lasting.
It's not long lasting. It makes you feel good, but it's not bringing me happiness.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You always feel like there's something else that's missing when you're doing, whether it's like you're
drinking, smoking. Yeah,
there's got to be something more. I mean, it's fun for the moment. Don't get me wrong. It's all fun, but me being who I am, I can't see how you do that past 27, 28. You just people in the club like, bro, got 5 kids, bro. Over here. Like he unk with the drink. Like, what's up, shorty? Like running
you at the
games,
strip club.
like,
all the strippers know you by your first name.
Bro, just lost custody of his kid last week. Like, nigga, you need to get your life together. It's like there's more. It's more to it. Dude.
Yeah.
So I think, and I don't want to feel ashamed about bringing everything full circle to God because that's how a lot of everything and as far as like the solutions to my life came into play. It all kind of came together at the same time, and the realization and knowing. You open the Bible. You can open the Bible one time and be like, it could change your next week, and then that 1 week can change the month and how you look at it forever. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm just like I wanted more. I was seeking more. I was in the club like, this feeling ain't it, you know. Yeah. And I just wanted something more. And then it just got old for me. And the gym too is also a big factor of how I got out of that because you drinking alcohol is messing with your muscle growth. I was going to the gym at some point and drinking alcohol every week, like 3 times a week. And I'm like, bro, I'm skinny as hell. I'm not seeing any progress. I can't lift heavier than what I'm lifting right now. Yeah. So, like we're talking about that dopamine, that being able to see, like, you're in the gym putting in effort physically. When you're in a relationship, when you're starting a business, when you're doing whatever it is, you put your energy into it. It doesn't always give back, right? Emotionally, spiritually, like outside and outside. When you're doing it physical and you're in the gym and you know you're putting in work, you're always going to see results. You're always going to get big. You know, if you're doing it right or if you're trying to get small, you're always going to get small. You know, slim down. It doesn't lie.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. You're getting what you put out.
It works,
So that's what I like about the gym. Yeah. So the gym, God, and probably just being around the wrong people really got me to that point.
Yeah. You realize that it sounds like what you're saying. You realize that the club and, you know, just being out in those spaces, it's not fulfilling.
Right.
But being in the gym, you like pouring into yourself.
Exactly. And keep in mind, too, with that being said, I'm realizing that you had to be in the situation. Like you can't listen to Unc or OG and be
You
like,
gotta
yeah,
experience it for
you gotta
yourself.
experience it for yourself sometimes. And that's kind of like what that was. That's how I chop it up.
Yeah.
And yeah, I could listen to everybody in my family. Like, they shouldn't be doing that. Shouldn't be doing that. I don't care. I gotta figure it out for myself.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do.
You
Sometimes
do.
you do. And that's the best. Life is the best teacher.
That's real.
Yeah,
That's real.
man.
Yes, sir.
You ready?
Yes, sir. Oh, this is too loud.
Wait. Before we get started. You've been going to the gym for a while. You've been a football player for how long? You been a football player?
I started playing when I was 8. So,
was
and I
8?
played all the way until my senior year.
Okay, so you always been an athlete. You always had that. So what's like the biggest motivation for you to be in the gym and to get in shape, and to stay fit? Because a lot of people get in the gym, they get bored for whatever reason, they stop going. And like you hear from your boy, oh, I ain't been in like 2 weeks. I just heard from my boy yesterday. He's like, I ain't been in like 2 weeks. Like, so what's your biggest motivation to stay in the gym? And what would you tell the next person to keep the consistency and the discipline?
For me, man, I just hate. One, like you said, I've always been involved with sports and stuff, so that kind of helped. Like it just became like a routine. But I honestly just hate the feeling of like you said, like the gym, you're pouring into yourself and you get direct results. So I just hate that feeling of not being productive as far as working out and seeing progress.
Yeah.
I like going to the gym. Like it's not even just physical for me, like mentally, you know what I'm saying? Like for me,
dopamine rush,
the dopamine,
sure.
like for me, the gym is just it's therapeutic.
Right.
Like for the longest, gym has been like my therapy. It's been my sanctuary. So,
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So
I think a lot of people do start off like trying to get in shape and then slowly snowballs into something bigger. And then you see people like they spend every day in the gym. They start eating right, their vitamins and all that. Are you into any of that? Like,
yeah. So man, to be real with you, I track my calories.
Really?
I weigh myself every day. Like I'm pretty like into it. But I kind of had to teach myself to just enjoy your life at the same time. You know what I mean? I used to be like real strict, weighing out all my meals and by the grams, you know what I mean?
That's borderline psychotic. I'm not gonna lie.
And
so
I still,
you know what you want,
some stuff I still do, but just if I have a goal in mind, like I want to make sure I'm hitting it. So the gym, like for me, like I said, it just became something that it just. At my lowest moments, like the gym has always been there for me.
Right.
When I'm feeling sad, when I'm feeling depressed, like I know I can always go to the gym and leave feeling better. It may not fix the problem at hand, but at least I'm pouring into myself. At least I'm working out.
Yeah.
So anyone who,
it's a healthy way.
Yeah, and anyone who isn't working out, anyone who wants to get into fitness, I just say give it a try because there's you won't get. There's nothing positive that won't come from working out. You'll feel better mentally. Your body, your body, you'll be in much better shape. You get the dopamine rush, like everything. So even in those moments, like I challenge you, even in those moments where you don't want to go to the gym and you don't want to, get up and work out, you just want to stay home.
Exactly.
Like just think about what you're missing out on.
Exactly.
Like so, the hardest part is definitely being consistent. But you just gotta. Oh, my bad.
No, I was gonna say no. I don't want to cut you off. There's a lot of people too who haven't started at all because of the anxiety thing, or they're not familiar with like how to move around the gym, and they're probably just really focused on like I don't want to look like I'm doing the wrong thing. What would you tell somebody that's trying to get off the couch and they want better for themselves, but they don't necessarily know how? Subscribe. Basically,
honestly, you just gotta start. Like the gym is more mental than anything. Like it's not even about how long, how long you going or how many weights you doing, how many reps or sets. Like it's you just gotta put whatever you put your mind to, you can do. So I would say just start. Like just take it one day at a time. A lot of people I think get discouraged because they're looking at the end goal. I want to lose 50 pounds. I want to lose X amount of weight. I want to gain X amount of weight. I want to look like this. I want to have abs, six pack, whatever. Just take it one day at a time. Little goals that you chopping off one by one, day by day, those are going to start to add up. So don't think about the end result, but just learn to enjoy the journey or learn to enjoy the process. And that's the beauty of fitness. Enjoying the process and just getting better day in and day out.
Jay the Prophet. That's some good shit. That's real talk, bro.
So that's what it's
about. Or just inspire me. I'm hitting the gym 3 times tomorrow.
Hey, rest though. Make sure you get your rest. Rest and recovery. That's just as important as working out. But yeah, if you're trying to get into fitness, you got it. It's all about just taking it one day at a time and taking that first step and stay with it. You'll be all right.
I think I've really been targeting a lot of the upper lately. So it'd be good to really lock in on some of these lower chest movements. You know?
Yeah. Got it.
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
All right, next question. So, you said you mentioned your girlfriend. Y'all been together since high school.
Yeah.
Man, dang, that's what, well over 5 years. How long?
Yeah. 5, 6. I think 6.5, something like that.
Going on 7 years.
She's gonna kill me for not knowing, but you know, it's up and down. That's
Okay.
how it is.
I got you. That's what's up, man. I was just wondering, what would you say is the key to a healthy relationship?
Hitting the gym. Make sure you eat right, get some protein. I was like, key to like a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
I'm a personal believer of what love you grow up seeing is a huge indicator of how you're gonna love somebody. So if you grow up whether it's with your parents, your grandparents, or you're around your uncle and aunt, whatever that love situation is like, is gonna show in your relationship, right? So you gotta know the other person. You gotta know the way that they show love. You gotta know the language that they speak. Because like I said, just because you really love somebody doesn't mean that they feel loved. So you got to know how to speak their language. Like I said, I like being isolated, and at times, I think she could have felt like, oh, you know, he's like avoiding me. I'm not really trying to avoid you. I make sure to communicate. I think communication is a big factor in how long a relationship will last and how healthy it is. To the point where sometimes it's better to over communicate and get on the person's nerves. At least you guys are on the same page.
Right.
But making sure that they know how you love and how you know how they love. That way you guys can merge and give each other the space that they need or each other that you guys may need, and like progress, you know.
Just having an understanding of one another, being receptive to it,
Exactly.
And growing together, right? Okay.
Exactly. So I mean, other than that,
because times, you know, obviously it's ups and downs. I feel like people, especially with social media and stuff, all we see is like, you know, the vacations and you know,
well, they're always gonna show
the
best.
couple goals and stuff like that. But you know, you obviously not getting too personal, or, you know what I mean. But working through those hard times, how have you guys? I mean, 7 years. I'm sure it's been a lot. So how have you guys been able to overcome those together and, you know, come out? Because 7 years ago, I mean, that's two different people. Even 3 years ago, you know, I was a completely different person. So you guys have seen a lot in that time. So
and I think it's a lot of patience, dude. You want things to be fixed quick, and you want the person to get over sometimes. Whether it's small damage, minor issues, arguments, you want the person to stop. You know, whether she thinks, oh, I'm being petty, you're like, yo, I say stop being petty. You want the person to get over it quick. Sometimes it takes time. You know, it's kind of hard to tell, like, who's going to be loyal, especially when you're out here. But, I mean, I've known her. I've been together with her for a long time. That's what's working in my favor, is that she was my best friend before we got in a relationship. And I was really young, so I didn't have any other, you know, anything else to measure it up to.
Y'all had a strong foundation.
Exactly.
First, yeah.
But it's hard to know. I hear for other people who are trying to get it together. It's like, you don't know, this person already been living so long without anybody.
Yeah.
You know, they've been single and they're trying to figure out how we're going to work together. It's so easy to just throw it away.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, just be resilient, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's patience, it's resiliency, and communication. Those are the big ones, I think.
That's real.
That helped me. And, yeah. It's never been easy. It hasn't been. There's been good times, right?
Yeah.
There's always been good times. There's always rough times, too. It's an up and down thing, like I said.
Yeah.
As far as like the social media thing, you see everybody on their trips. It's like it's always going to glorify that.
Mm-hmm.
But behind those trips, behind that, there's real things that people are dealing with. But they're only going to put up an image. That's why I've been trying to get away a lot from social media and the content that's on there. You're just taking in. You're literally just consuming.
Comparing yourself to
exactly.
You know, it's not real. You know, it's
right.
You're only seeing one side of it, but you're not seeing the full picture.
Right.
Right.
So I don't think there's any type of social media. There's definitely people in my life who can help.
Mm-hmm.
But they've never been in the exact situation that I was in or that I'm in now, so they can help. I think it goes back to saying, like I was saying a few minutes ago, you have to be in the situation to learn, and it gets rough and it gets rocky, and there's no way to avoid that. So yeah, you just got to jump in it. Really do the best you can.
That's real.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That chest fly, right? You ain't gonna be able to do 10.
Dang.
How you feeling after that?
Feeling good.
Yes, sir. Big
Yes, sir.
body bands.
Chest is my favorite workout. Chest and abs. So
Same.
Yeah.
You been doing ab workouts too?
oh yeah, you got to every workout we.
I never do. I don't even do. I mean, they're like I said, I'm trying to get that dab. So I'm trying to get that dab. So
Nah, you got it.
a little bit after this. Fuck, I wasn't counting.
I think that's 8.
One more.
One more. 9. 10. Yes, sir. Let's get it.
Oh, let me get it, shawty.
There you go. Yes, sir.
Fuck that. 20s are good. I feel that tear. Really right here.
Tear? Your chest?
Like not really like a tear, but like that strain. I mean that you're supposed to feel. That ripping of the muscle that leads to growth.
Yeah, that's what's up. All right. So you mentioned being an introvert. I'm an introvert, so I relate to that 100%.
Right.
I feel like a lot of people kind of get the wrong idea and don't understand introverts. So
Yeah.
how would you describe an introvert to somebody who has a
Okay.
misconception? Because a lot of people think you know, like shy, awkward, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So
I think it varies from person to person. You could really just have a little bit of social anxiety and say that you're an introvert. But I think an introvert is somebody who's comfortable in their own space. They don't like going out and initiating conversation all the time. They're at peace with themselves, right?
Yeah.
Solo. I think I'm really just a social introvert or like a antisocial extrovert. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, one of the two. But I never really like thought about it. I think people got their own conception of what an introvert is. Sometimes you don't want to be bothered.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's days where I do feel like talking. There's days where I feel like, you know, I do want to work out with my guy, J Money, you know. There's other days where you're going to see me coming to the gym. I got a mission. Yeah, you need those days. You need those days to kind of just lock in. And it's a mental health day. You kind of need that.
Yeah.
That time, that regeneration. I don't think a lot of people get that. But at the same time, I do think a lot of people get that.
Yeah.
I think people just haven't verbalized it or thought about why they are the way that they are. But different type of people. Everybody they have gifts. Everybody has their own gifts that they have to offer. Whether you're the most social, the most talkative, or not, you have something to offer.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's just time and patience and being able to develop that. I think a lot of that is easier with a relationship with God. like I said.
Of course.
But like you saying you're an introvert as well, how would you categorize what it is to be an introvert?
So for me, it's basically, it really has nothing to do with how social I am. Like I can go out, I can be social, you know, and that type of thing. I just know for me, I need my space and I need my time to myself to recharge. When I'm out and when I'm in public and stuff like that, it kind of like drains my energy. And when I'm to myself, that's when I recharge. So I can spend a lot of time to myself, you know, but when I'm, you know, out, I get kind of, you know, I need my space after a while.
So do you feel like because you do recharge, do you feel like you also need that time to get out again? Or can you be sitting in that spot? Can you sit in that spot of isolation for a long time and still feel good about yourself?
I can sit in isolation. Personally, I can. I can sit for a long time, and feel good. But I do think it's important to have balance because you need a village. Like you were saying earlier, you do need people because after a while, you know, those walls can kind of start to close in a little bit. Yeah. So it's good to, you know, it's not even like you have to go out and, you know, go to some crazy place or go to the club and be in like a crowded setting or nothing like that. But just get out, you know, just get out and do something. Get out and just work out. Just, I think I think it's healthy. I think it is healthy to just meet people and be social with people who, you know, y'all share the same energy, the same values and stuff, and y'all, you know, y'all have a good time. So
exactly, sure. I think it is important to connect. I think we all are connected in a different way. We all have the same brain. We all have spirits. We all, you know, we're trying to do better. We all crave love. We all have our favorite food. You know, we're all like so similar, but there's so many differences that spread us apart.
Yeah.
I think it is important to connect, and that's kind of why I asked you, like, can you just sit in that isolation for a long time and still feel good? Because sometimes I do sit in that. Yeah. I'm comfortable, but at the same time, I think you need that balance.
Maybe that's what it is. I'm just comfortable when I'm to myself.
Yeah.
But you do need that balance after a while. You know what I mean? You need to connect with others, and
I think you perfectly said that. But I felt that in myself. I'm like, I wonder how I would. You said it perfectly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Balance, man.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. So now we just stretching it out. Cool down. I got one last question for you. This one is pretty simple. um, we dove deep into a lot of stuff, man, and I know we talked about depression. We talked about being in a dark place. I know somebody watching this might be in a dark place. So if there's anything you would say to someone to encourage them to keep going, what would you say? How would you motivate them?
I'm gonna start off by saying what I've been saying this entire time, which is starting a relationship with God, because I don't think you can actually lean on your own understanding and navigate the world without the person that created. Without not the person, without the being that created.
That's real, yeah.
You don't even know what you're necessarily here for. You're just leaning on your own understanding. So I think you do have to rely on God and have some type of faith in an area. And I'm not the biggest on like picking and choosing like religion, like all religion, but I do think you have to start somewhere. I'm a firm believer in Jesus myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe you have to have a faith in a higher power.
Yeah.
To start off with. And what was the question again?
Oh no, just how would you motivate them? How would you encourage them?
Yeah.
So finding God, that's I would say that's
right.
number one as well.
Number one.
Yeah.
Number two is that don't judge the rest of your life off of like a temporary situation because you're in the pain right now or because you're in the darkness right now.
Don't let it define you.
Yeah, don't let that define you, because just like the good days, just like the bad days, they come and go. Everything is gonna come and go. There's gonna be a time where you feel good about yourself again, and maybe you should be highlighting that instead. But just know it's temporary. All of it is temporary.
That's real. That's real.
The time will come. How about you?
Real.
What would you say to that question?
Man, a lot of what you're saying, I definitely agree with. Finding God is number one. Without God, I know without God, I have nothing. Right. Everything I am, everything I was, everything I will be is all through God.
Right. And I think people, when they hear that, the people who don't have a relationship with God, they're like, what does that mean? Like, you get on stage and you present this award. I want to thank God first. But most people don't even open the Bible. Most people don't genuinely try to seek God. They have a good understanding of what God is in their head, and that's what they use to push it to the side, and then they're their own God. I'm going to lead them my own understanding. I'm going to start this business, and it's going to be all on me.
No.
You have no faith in anything else.
It's all about, having a relationship with God is like, like you were saying, it's an active relationship, talking to God when things are good, when things are bad, when you're confused, just seeking God, just actively seeking God.
Yeah.
And learning to love Him and appreciate God for who He is, not just what He's done, but just
sometimes
He
works
is.
on His own time too,
yeah.
And it can be like, well, why aren't you answering this?
Yeah.
But they say God's timing is never off.
Yeah.
I don't believe that it ever is. At least sometimes it goes a long time without. You go a long time without hearing anything, without seeing any benefit. It's like,
even in those moments, God's still working. It may feel like things aren't working out and God don't hear you, but He hear you. It's just like you said, it's all about timing. It's all God knows. He knows the right time for you to receive your blessing, for your prayers to be answered, for Him to fulfill His promise.
Yeah.
And if you were to get it right now, who knows what would happen? It just may not be the right moment, the right time. But God knows the right time, the right space. And you'll know, even when a lot of times I can think when things did finally work out for me, I can think back and say, okay, if I got it when I wanted it, I wasn't in the right headspace. I wasn't really.
Yeah.
I wanted it, but maybe I didn't want it for the right reasons. Sometimes we want like praise and we want all this other stuff, but all of our praise should go to God.
And maybe you wouldn't appreciate it.
You wouldn't appreciate
instant gratification.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know naturally, us humans, there's things that happen with us naturally. We come out the womb selfish. We come out the womb, everybody get out the way, I'm going to do what's best for me first. Like, if we're all starving, I'm going to try to eat first,
Yeah.
But there are things that we have to learn to...
We got to humble ourselves.
Right.
We got to humble ourselves to really receive. You know what I mean?
Exactly. You get impatient. People get impatient.
Yeah.
I'm thinking even, and this is like the book of Genesis, right? With Moses and how he went up to go write the tablets, like the Ten Commandments and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he was up there for 40 days. And he just led the people out of Egypt. They just saw the sea split. He saw all these things, all the seven, I'm losing it. The locusts, the red, the sea that turned into blood. Like they seen miracles. They know that God is real.
Mm-hmm.
He just opened the whole ocean. But 40 days time, they got impatient. They started praising golden gods.
Idols.
They melted all their jewelry. They started praising idols.
Yeah.
And in modern day time, your idol can be a celebrity that you like, their style. fashion can be your idol if your brain is constantly on one thing. That's a material. That's something that's not God. That's you putting another. That's you putting another God
on a pedestal.
Over the actual God.
Yeah,
you know.
I agree.
So I think, like I was just saying that point to bring up the patient part. We get impatient. We want it now, and sometimes we turn up other things.
Yeah.
But it's hard when it gets difficult. You should probably just do your best to keep faith and then talk to him, because he still does hear you.
For sure.
And he asks for a sign, and I mean, if you don't get it, you gotta trust that his ways are better than yours. He's smarter than yours. He knows what you need.
Right.
And that's just it.
That's real. So yeah, I would definitely say seek God through everything you do.
Right.
Well, through anything in life, seek God. That's number one. And being in a dark place is hard, man. You get discouraged, but you just don't give up on yourself. You just got to learn to change your perspective. And it's easier said than done, you know what I mean? I still have struggles. I still have moments where I just have doubts, and I wake up and I'm just like, look in the mirror and I'm just like, man, what am I even doing?
Right.
But I think it's all about still going, having an openness to, like you said, things are going to turn around. Things are going to change. It's temporary. I'm not going to be here forever. Everything that you've been through up to this point, you've overcame. So it's going to be the same thing with this one. It may not be, the same lessons you learned in the past. You'll just have to learn new lessons, and you'll grow and you'll be better. But just take the good with the bad in life and learn to appreciate the experiences, the ups and the downs. You can't be upset. You can't be depressed or, whatever if you haven't experienced happiness. You got to experience both. You can't know, what I'm saying? You can't know sadness if you don't know happiness. So, yeah, just take the good with the bad and just keep moving and just keep God first. That's what I'd say. So,
I believe in that.
Yeah, that was Gut Check, y'all. I really enjoyed this, bro. I appreciate you coming on, man.
I appreciate you. And I don't think, look, like I said, you're the mastermind behind the whole thing. When you came up to me the other day, I was just in the middle of my workout. You're the one who saw the vision. All this is happening because of you and because of God. Like I said, I take myself out of the equation and let God do what He does to help this flourish.
I appreciate
whatever it is. I think honestly, bro, people feel alone in the struggles.
Yeah.
They get impatient. They feel down. Like we're just talking about on topic, right?
Yeah.
And they see people who also go through those things and categorize them and can word them in a certain way. I'm not the most well-spoken person, but I know I can talk about what I felt, the struggles I felt, and how I overcame that. And I know somebody else out there is not the most well-spoken, and they may be able to relate to me or to you.
Yeah.
And so I do genuinely believe, we're talking about God, it's like a heavy statement. We could probably send it to a church and then, recruit a bunch of people, but it's real.
It's all God. It's all God, man. And I thank you for, y'all, to be real with you, I give it all to God. This vision, it just kind of came to me.
I'm gonna ask you, what made, did I ask this already? What made you want to start? I don't know if I asked on camera.
So
what
basically,
made you want to start this up?
Basically, I've always been into fitness. I've always, I've always liked working out. I've tried just posting videos of me working out, what I eat in a day, stuff like that. But I
love watching those.
I wanted to do something different though. Yeah. So I do like podcasts and I like talking to people. I like getting to know people. Right. So I thought, why don't I combine the two and kind of show people that we all go through stuff. Everyone can get into fitness. I know what it's been for me. Mentally, it's been therapeutic and everything. And, I just wanted to showcase a setting where people have a safe space to just, achieve. We're working out right now. You know what I'm saying? We're doing something productive and we're tackling mental health. We're tackling depression, all these things that we go through in life. I just wanted to bring the two together and make it cohesive and kind of showcase it and show people in a different light and motivate people, inspire people. And I just pray that's what I'm able to do with this. I
respect that you got it off the ground too, that you did it, because a lot of times people have ideas and they're speculating on whether they should start it or
it's
not.
It's scary.
Or they talk about it to everybody, and because you opened your mouth about it, it doesn't get done.
Yeah.
You talk about moving in silence, but niggas are always yelling that they moving in silence. It's funny.
Yeah.
But for you to just do it, I think it takes away a lot of that anxiety, a lot of that thought about it. You probably did take a lot of thinking, but there's gonna be a lot of obstacles that are gonna come to that you haven't thought about because you started.
Yeah.
But you got your foot in the door already.
I appreciate it.
I think God got you not even just this, but if you got it, you're gonna let this flourish or let the next thing flourish or whatever's supposed to be on your plate.
That's real, man. I appreciate it.
Respect to you for doing
Thank
it.
you.
I appreciate you for having me, bro.
Of course. Of course,
Yeah,
man.
cool
For
guy,
y'all,
man.
for just a little background,
Yeah,
man.
but I said we just kind of met, right?
Yeah, I literally met him 3 days ago. I work at Planet Fitness, and you know, I seen him. Yeah, I checked him in. I'm at the front desk and stuff, and I was just like, man, he seemed cool, you know. So I was doing my rounds around the gym, and I know I had this idea in my mind, and I'm kind of looking, you know, to have somebody on the show, but I don't know who. I'm just kind of like, all right, God, like, you know, whoever. I pray that I just know, like, whenever the person come up, I pray I know.
Yeah.
So he came up, you know, and a lot of people, when you check them in, they don't even look at you. You say, you know, hey to him and everything, but you know, he spoke and he presented himself like, you know what I'm saying, like he just seemed cool. So walked up to him. I walked up to him. He was in the middle of working out.
Bro, and my calf workout.
Yeah.
I'm like, what this nigga on? I was like,
he was in the middle of working out, and I was just like, all right, let me not interrupt this workout. But yeah, at first he was like, oh, you trying to get a set in? I'm like, nah, bro.
I know. I thought bro was coming to work out, bro. Had the pants on too. I'm like, doing leg day with pants on. That's different. But you can get in if you want.
I was like, nah, man, I just gotta ask you something. So once he finished his set, I was basically just like, you know, I got this vision, man. I'm trying to get the ball rolling with this idea. I gave him the rundown of what you guys just saw, and he was on board from the jump. He was on board. He was like, yeah, man, I'm down when you need to. When do you want to do it? You know, so I appreciate him, and for you being the first person on the show, I do got a little gift for you, man.
No way, ain't no way.
Yeah.
I ain't got a gift since Christmas.
Official gut check shirt.
That's fire.
Yeah.
What size is this?
This is a medium. You need a medium or a large?
This is cool.
I got a large.
You have a large?
Yeah,
I can do a large.
The
medium gonna be a tight. Like,
yeah, I'm a medium anyway. I just pulled out. So yeah, I got two.
That's fire.
So
That's fire, bro. Came prepared.
Yeah.
Dog, I'm wearing this tomorrow to the gym.
Appreciate it, bro.
I'm wearing this tomorrow to the gym.
So yeah.
Brody got merch.
Yeah.
On the first video.
So yeah. So hey man, this gut check, y'all check us out, man. And we really trying to do something positive, trying to get back. I hope y'all got something from this, man. If y'all got any questions, you know, any other content y'all want to see, leave them in the comments. Make sure y'all like, subscribe. And yeah, we'll be around. So
it's all Jalen, man. It's all
man, it's all God.
J Money.
It's all God. I appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you.
And what's your IG? If there's anything you want to tell them.
What's my IG? Isaiah. Isaiah, bro. I don't even know. Isaiah G Battle. I think that's it. All in one.
Cool.
But yeah, that's it.
That's it, man.
I don't even be on it. I just be out there consuming. I don't even post a lot. But that's my game. If anybody want to find me for whatever reason.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Always, bro. Of course.
Yeah,
anytime.
We gotta do it again.